Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, I did a midweek live stream last week, and I actually took a poll. And I asked you guys about potentially raising the limit of the bargain bin to up to $20, previously at 10. Now, I started out at 10 because, well, that was just kind of where I'd found some really good budget knives under 10 bucks, right? The Camp Chef knife from Ontario, the Bushmaster Bushcraft Field Folder, but I kind of found it a little bit limiting. I mean, a lot of knives, you can get a lot of $10 knives, like these guys, more fun, which I definitely want the bargain bin to remain that fun aspect. And of course, obviously, we can't forget this little guy, right? Yeah, the tadpole, the original Angry Watermelon, but now we have the Angry Watermelon. So, and it was a resounding yes. So, and I was really kind of pretty happy because I've been wanting to check out a bunch of these knives. These are some Schrade knives, budget Schrade knives, and I'm pretty sure all of these run about $19.99 if I remember correctly. Pretty sure they did. But this little guy is the Tenacity. Now, and this is going to be the first subject of the $20 bargain bin. So, aluminum construction on this little guy. Got some texturing going on the handle. Decent grip. I mean, it is a little slick, I have to admit, with that aluminum. But they've tried to texture it. Could be a little bit better. I mean, honestly. You've got some jimping going on back here. You do have kind of a lanyard slot there. Open construction. Steel liners. Deep carry clip. Pretty deep carry. No recessed pocket clip screws on this one, which doesn't surprise me on a $20 knife. But, always like to see that. But not going to be too mad at it for the price. Again, this is a flipper. Jimping on the flipper tab is pretty good. Not too bad. Now, this little guy, the detent on it is not bad. Not bad. It's not perfect. A little on the light side, but overall, it's not too bad. If you really try to fail it, there you go. You can. But, I mean, just a decent little flip, and it comes out. I love the blade shape. I don't know. It's not quite, it's a little bit more angular than what I normally, I'm a drop point, Warncliffe, Sheepsfoot, that time. But I do like this little guy. It's got a nice little belly on it. It's a small knife, absolutely. But there you go, Tenacity. They put the name of the knife large enough for you to see it. You're not going to forget which knife you have in your hand. The interesting thing about it is you're looking at coated G10, or OS10, excuse me. Coated OS10 on the blade steel. Now, I thought that was pretty interesting. OS10 blade steel for 20 bucks. I wasn't too disappointed in that fact. Now, that jimping on that back of that blade, it's aggressive, probably bordering on potentially too aggressive, but it would really be up. It's personal. It's subjective. It really is. All of this stuff is really subjective if you think about it, but I'd say it's probably borderline on the little bit too aggressive. Now, again, it's a $20 knife. I am going to nitpick it a little bit because there are some things that, am I really mad at them for a $20 knife? Not really. Could they be better? Absolutely. So, we're not going to pull any punches, but we got to point stuff out when we see it. The first thing is going to be the grind. See, the grind, it kind of gets a little wonky. It goes a little high. There's a smile, of course, because you're kind of back behind the plunge. Little things that you maybe don't expect to see on a $20 knife. That's up to you. Again, completely subjective. But I just really wanted to check out some of these budget Schrade knives. I've done some of the Uncle Henrys. They sent out a bunch. And I'm like, I want to check out some of the modern knives. So that's what we're going to do. So what are we looking at as far as specs? Overall on this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. just, I mean, it's a little bit shy of 6 inches, honestly. Handle wise, I mean, you're looking at about 3.5 inches. Blade length, you're just shy of 2.5 inches. And then grip length, like I said, it's small. Grip length, you're looking at 3-ish, on the shy side of 3, even probably. Now, on my 3 3/4 inch hand, it's pretty much a 3-finger knife. You can see there. Now my pinky kind of locks in behind it, so I've got a really good grip on it. The other thing is, with the size of the knife, the pocket clip, how it hits me is a little high. I could see if some people would call it a hot spot. I really could understand that. There again, it's kind of borderline hot spot for me, probably depending on my mood and all that good stuff, but I definitely feel it. But yeah, it's there. Somebody would definitely call it a hot spot. I can definitely see that. But small, 5th pocket knife, if you're looking for a decent little budget knife. Now this AUS 10, I've had this knife for a little while. Been carrying it around. I used it at work a little bit. Obviously, with that blade length, it's not the greatest on some of the larger diameter ropes. The 6 thread and 9 thread, it does okay on. Does okay for that. 21 thread, it has a little bit more trouble with. Just because, like I said, overall diameter. But, I mean, a knife like this, it's still going to do pretty much any of it. It'll open a package for you. You can pop a couple zip ties with it. Maybe not the huge ones, but it'll do pretty much most of your everyday tasks. Work knife, maybe not so much. You know, it is what it is. It's built for a purpose, and I think sometimes we tend to forget that. But overall, for a $20 knife, it's not too bad. I'm not mad at it. Sure, I nitpicked it a little bit because I got to point out the stuff that I see on them. And I like it. I do. I don't know. It's some of these knives that just make me happy, and this kind of little guy, it just kind of makes me happy, I guess. Oh, access to the lock bar is decent. Not bad. This one is not assisted, and it's also running on bearings. Now, it probably needed... Got to get it past the detent ball first. It's not super... They call it Ultra Glide, their bearing system. I don't know if it's ultra glidey. Get it past that detent ball. It takes a little bit to shake it shut. So maybe it just needs to be opened up, cleaned out. You know, again, it's a budget knife. I'm sure they don't pay as close attention to some of these. That's my guess. I don't know for sure. Never been to the factory. Don't know how they do things. But Ultra Glide, maybe if we get it cleaned up, drop a little bit of oil in there. But as you guys know, I like to show you the knife the way I get it from the package. Of course, sometimes they're a little stiff and they loosen up with use. Absolutely. That happens. That's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. But try to break it out and show you exactly what and how I saw it the first time I got my hands on it as much as possible. So here you go, guys. This is the first submission to the now revised bargain bin of $20 or less. This is the Schrade Tenacity. Budget knife, a few little quirks, but overall, not bad. Not bad at all. And like I said, it kind of makes me happy. So you know what? That's cool. I'm happy with that. So, as always, guys, greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Remember, a like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.